Marchand to Bergeron on the drive, save, rebound is loose. Sagan kicks it loose. Bergeron scores!
Jack Edwards has a flair for the dramatic. The longtime voice of the Bruins delivers the soundtrack for the action on the ice. Jack's been the team's pounding heartbeat for 19 years.
Boston gets a change. Giannis drops it back. Campbell steps forward. He's got a breakaway. 3-on-5. Campbell. He scores!
And now it's Jack who's breaking away. This season, his last. The 67-year-old honored with a golden stick before the Bruins' final regular season home game. Jack's ascent high above the ice to one of the most prestigious jobs in sports broadcasting began at the University of New Hampshire, which is where we sat down with him just days before he decided to leave his absolute dream job.
First, let me explain my speech. About 2 years ago, I started to experience a slowing down of my speech. And I am working with a team of neurologists at Mass General, and they can't find anything wrong with me.
Jack powered through the season just as he did as a soccer star at UNH.
I still have dreams 50 years later about scoring goals.
Colleges came calling after extraordinary success at Oyster River High School, a soccer powerhouse. Captain senior year, unbeaten until the state championship.
The tradition of Oyster River soccer lives in me because we held ourselves to a high standard and played clean and played beautiful soccer and supported each other. And that was a lifelong lesson.
Jack grew up in Durham, a hearty goal kick from UNH where both his parents taught. With both your parents working here, was it a foregone conclusion that you would attend college here?
I wanted to go to any school but UNH.
What happened?
And I was recruited by the soccer coach, and he told me I would play in my freshman year.
And he did, a force for the Wildcats until he broke his leg.
I missed my junior year and came back as a shadow of my old self in my senior season.
Turns out it was Jack's lucky break, leading him to broadcasting and WUNH, the student-run radio station.
It was all analog in those days.
He was obsessed with play-by-play, calling all the shots for a winning Wildcats hockey team.
It was the launching pad for my career.
After graduation, Jack set a lofty goal: take over one day as Bruins play-by-play announcer. His devotion to the Bruins began when he was a kid, never wavering, even through the lean years.
I remember my pillow being wet with tears when the Canadiens eliminated the Bruins.
Jack's first TV job, right here at WMUR Channel 9, broadcasting back in the day from this old Victorian mansion on Elm Street. He moved on to Providence, Boston, and ESPN, and read about the Bruins opening at Nesson in the newspaper.
And welcome to another world tour of the Who Has More Fun Than Us crew.
He bumped up to the booth alongside broadcast partner Andy Brickley all 19 years.
He is a genius and a brother I never had.
Who Has More Fun Than Us North American Tour.
The two go back decades to UNH. Brick played hockey, Jack called his games.
Frederick scores!
When the puck drops, Jack relies on instinct.
I try not to think just react and anticipate what's going on next.
Confident in his endless preparation, Jack works off a computer built for him by his then teenage son. If only it would help him with some of the names.
I've pronounced it to myself 250 times. I'm driving down the highway. Miroshnichenko, Miroshnichenko. And I got on the air in his first game against the Bruins and mispronounced his name 4 times.
As always, Jack calling it like he sees it. Refreshing candor that has endeared him to fans over all these years. Although he takes some shots.
Oh, he's such a homer. He's such a homer. Get over it. You go to hockey games to get excited.
He sees the game through a black and gold lens, only now struggling with what he calls an in-season injury.
It's affecting the synapses in my brain with my relay of information to my mouth. And it's ironic because the game keeps speeding up and I keep slowing down.
Scores!
Days before he announced his early retirement, when Jack sat down with us, he stayed optimistic about a comeback.
And the Bruins are blowing Vancouver's doors off.
But in the end, he felt he couldn't maintain his own high standards.
I go out with not a heavy heart, but thankfulness. The last 19 years has been a joyride.
Smith grabs the